Welcome to Space Nexus. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more breaking updates. Let's talk about football, or as Americans call it, soccer, a word they actually invented, embraced for decades, and then somehow let slip from their cultural vocabulary. In the US, soccer's always been a bit of an outsider, living in the shadow of football, baseball, and basketball. But in recent years, the sport has been gaining ground, with youth leagues booming and stadiums filling up for Major League Soccer games. It's a sport of passion, global unity, and, above all, staggering amounts of money, all overseen by FIFA, an organization not exactly known for its ethics. FIFA's influence stretches across continents, shaping the destinies of nations and athletes alike, often with controversy never far behind. On October 7, 2025, FIFA shocked the world by stripping the United States of its co-hosting rights for the 2026 World Cup, just months before kickoff. The announcement sent shockwaves through the sports world, blindsiding fans, players, and officials who had spent years preparing for the event. The world's biggest sporting event, gone from the US in a single press release. Overnight, dreams were dashed, and the anticipation that had been building for years evaporated in an instant. Imagine planning the world's biggest party for years, only to be told it's moving next door, and you're not invited. Stadiums that were supposed to be filled with cheers and color now stood silent, decorations half finished, and fans left with nothing but disappointment. American host cities were left reeling, sponsors panicked, and millions of fans faced non-refundable tickets. Local businesses, from hotels to restaurants, braced for the economic fallout, while city officials scrambled for answers. Globally, the reaction was disbelief, and in some places, a bit of schadenfreude. For some rival nations, it was a moment to gloat, while others simply watched in stunned silence as the unthinkable unfolded. The 2026 World Cup was supposed to be America's coming-out party for soccer. A massive economic boost for 11 cities. Billions had already been invested in infrastructure, marketing, and community programs, all in anticipation of the world's eyes turning to the US. Instead, it's now a cautionary tale about the volatile mix of politics and international sport. The decision exposed the fragility of even the most carefully laid plans when global interests and power struggles collide. In a stunning twist, FIFA handed the majority of the games to Canada, elevating them from bit-part player to center stage. Suddenly, Canada found itself thrust into the spotlight, with the world's attention and expectations resting on its shoulders. Canada, known for politeness in hockey, is now the heart of the footballing universe. Streets once dominated by hockey jerseys now buzz with soccer fever, as a nation embraces its unexpected role. This seismic shift will be debated for years, fundamentally altering the futures of two nations, and the beautiful game itself. The ripple effects will be felt in boardrooms, locker rooms, and living rooms across North America. Buckle up. This is just the beginning. The story of the 2026 World Cup is far from over, and its legacy will echo for generations. To understand this chaos, let's rewind. In 2017, the US, Canada, and Mexico joined forces for the united bid, offering 3 countries, state-of-the-art stadiums, and a market of 500 million people. It was a commercial juggernaut, promising FIFA record profits. Unlike other bidders, they didn't need to build new stadiums. They already had NFL and MLS arenas ready. The planned 80 matches, most in the US, with Canada and Mexico as junior partners. In 2018, the united bid crushed Morocco at the FIFA Congress, winning by a landslide. It was hailed as a symbol of cross-border cooperation and a historic first for 3 co-hosts. Each host city signed ironclad agreements with FIFA, designed to shield the event from political interference. These legal foundations were supposed to guarantee a seamless, profitable tournament, or so everyone thought. With hosting rights secured, the real contest began, between cities. Dozens of North American cities competed for the prestige and economic windfall of hosting World Cup matches. FIFA scrutinized everything: stadiums, transport, hotels, security, and fan experience. After years of pitches and inspections, 16 cities were chosen in 2022, 11 in the US, 3 in Mexico, and 2 in Canada. For the winners, it was a dream come true. For the rest, a costly disappointment. Host committees sprang into action, pouring resources into preparations. The machinery of a mega event was in motion, with all signs pointing to a record-breaking World Cup. Everything was on track, until it wasn't. The World Cup dream began to unravel in late summer 2025, not from disaster, but from American politics. President Trump publicly questioned the safety of certain host cities, hinting at federal intervention to move matches. These remarks, aimed at domestic rivals, quickly became an international crisis. FIFA, obsessed with control, saw this as a direct threat to its authority and the host city agreements. Sponsors and broadcasters panicked at the prospect of last-minute venue changes. U.S. Soccer tried to reassure FIFA, but the president's stance didn't budge. Could FIFA trust the U.S. government to honor its commitments? The foundation of trust and legal assurances was cracking. For FIFA, the risk was now too great. The stability of their flagship tournament, and billions in revenue, was suddenly in jeopardy. The countdown to chaos had begun. Faced with political interference and looming chaos, FIFA's leadership met in Zurich for emergency talks. The stakes: the American market versus FIFA's control over its own tournament. On October 7th, after failed diplomacy, FIFA President Infantino announced the US was out. Hosting rights revoked for all 11 cities. He cited the sanctity of the host city agreements and the need for certainty. "Football is bigger than any country," echoed CONCACAF's president. The message: FIFA's autonomy is non-negotiable. The decision was a red card for the US. Years of planning and billions in investment, gone in an instant. American cities and fans were left in shock. FIFA had gambled on principle over profit. The world watched, stunned. With the US out, FIFA found itself in uncharted territory and needed a new plan. Fast. The world's eyes turned north as the organization scrambled to keep the tournament alive and thriving. The solution? Canada, originally set to host just 10 games, would now step up in a big way, taking on the majority of the tournament and becoming the new heart of the World Cup. Mexico kept its 10 matches, including the iconic opener at Estadio Azteca, ensuring the tournament's spirit remained truly North American. Canada's two original host cities, Toronto and Vancouver, would now see far more action, including high-stakes knockout rounds and matches that would shape the tournament's destiny. 4 more Canadian cities were added to the roster: Montreal, Edmonton, Calgary, and Ottawa, all scrambling to get their stadiums FIFA-ready in record time, transforming local communities overnight. For Canada, it's a once-in-a-generation opportunity, a chance to showcase its passion for soccer and its ability to unite fans from coast to coast. The country's soccer fans erupted in celebration. Prime Minister Trudeau called it historic, and the excitement rippled through every province. Billions in economic impact shifted north overnight, promising a boost for local businesses, tourism, and national pride. The logistical challenge is immense: 6 cities, less than a year to prepare, and a nation rallying to meet the world's expectations. But the mood is pure optimism. Canada is ready to shine on the world stage, determined to deliver a tournament to remember. For Canadian soccer, it's a dream come true, inspiring a new generation of players and fans across the country. For the nation, it's a thrilling, unexpected challenge, one that Canada is embracing with open arms and unbreakable spirit. The economic fallout is dramatic, a tale of two nations. For 11 American cities, the loss is catastrophic. Hundreds of millions in projected revenue vanished overnight. Local organizing committees disbanded, jobs evaporated, and sponsors scrambled to salvage marketing deals. U.S. broadcasters and corporations saw stock prices dip as the home field advantage disappeared. Meanwhile, Canada hit the jackpot. 6 host cities now expect a multi-billion-dollar windfall, fueling a construction and hiring boom. Stadium upgrades and infrastructure projects are fast-tracked. The Canadian tourism industry is bracing for a record summer. In an instant, economic opportunity shifted north. The fortunes of two nations, changed by a single decision. Beyond politics and economics, the real heartbreak is with the fans. For millions of Americans, the World Cup was supposed to be a celebration of soccer's rise in the U.S. Now, it's a bitter loss. Families, supporters groups, and local communities saw years of dreams and plans vanish. Many feel caught in a political crossfire, punished for decisions beyond their control. The united bid was meant to unite North American fans. Now, a border, literal and emotional, divides them. American fans face expensive, complicated travel to Canada, turning a dream into a costly ordeal. The sense of optimism and inclusion has been deeply damaged. The beautiful game, meant to unite a continent, has instead left a border of broken hearts. The scars will linger long after the final whistle. So, what does it all mean? What are the broader implications of this decision? The World Cup's relocation is more than a sports story, it's a lesson in power, politics, and the global influence of football. FIFA proved it can overrule even the world's superpower, enforcing its own rules and priorities. This move showcases the organization's ability to shape the global sports landscape. Hosting a mega event is a privilege, not a right, and comes with strict conditions. Countries must meet these demands to be part of the global stage. This crisis raises tough questions about sovereignty in global sport. It challenges the balance between national interests and international regulations. Was FIFA defending its tournament or overreaching its authority? The debate continues to spark intense discussions worldwide. Was the US right to assert control, or did it gamble away a national moment? The decision has left many questioning the future of soccer in the country. For Canada, it's a historic opportunity, a chance to showcase their passion for the sport on a global stage. For Mexico, a confirmation of its footballing pedigree. The country's rich soccer history is now recognized on the world stage. For the US, it's a moment of reflection and a test of soccer's resilience. The nation must now rebuild and refocus its efforts. The loss will haunt empty stadiums that should have been filled with the world's cheers. The echoes of what could have been will linger. In the end, the real drama of global sport often happens off the field, in the boardrooms where the biggest games are played. Decisions made here shape the future of the sport, and as the world tunes in from Canada and Mexico, the journey to this moment will never be forgotten. The legacy of this decision will echo through the annals of football history.